But I also think that you can start with the part of the party
But,
that
Yeah.
does not have her. Yeah.
but Ray
Absolutely.
just left, so
Oh, okay, so no, you can't. We
Okay.
lied.
Sorry.
that
How was everybody's week?
was good.
It was
Yeah.
weekful.
Let's
Week
see
full.
what
Full of
But
week.
also,
Discord games can we play.
I'm playing Muck. We can. You want to join? You want to muck around?
Only played that like once before ever. And I would like to, but I know that that would like ruin all my D&D focus that I've just put in and I'll forget stuff.
No, yeah, you can't play. I wasn't offering you.
Okay, sorry. Land.io. Mm-hmm.
Don't you know that land?
An
Do you
external
come from the
application
land.io?
wants to access your Discord account. No thank you. No thank you, I'm good.
It's always no, thank you.
Oh,
Never yes, thank you.
I didn't mean to hit join. I did not mean to hit that.
That explains why I couldn't find this note before. It was in a different note-taking program, because I'm still split between two note-taking programs no matter what I do.
Noted.
I'm just listening. I'm not gonna talk until I'm back in my apartment,
Okay.
if that's
Okay.
okay.
Yep, that's fine.
We're also waiting on Ray, though. But I'm
Yep.
sure you've been listening, so you probably already knew that.
Someone want a Badoop.
Boop, doop, boop, be doop, be doop, boop, be doop, beep, boop. Is that what you meant?
No, I meant the kind where you put his name.
Oh, you mean Bebop.
Well, maybe it would have been a good choice to do it bi-weekly. uh, Cat's laughing at my face.
Good.
I don't even know what face I was making. I was looking at my notes.
You were making the notes face.
Mm. The face of, man, I wish I had organized my notes better. If only time travel were possible, I would slap the heck out of my past self from 2.5 years ago, or however long it's been. Ray!
Okay, I'm back.
Yay, thank goodness.
Wow, you
Never
scared
leave
me.
us again.
How dare you? How dare you? We feel so abandoned. Anyway. Oh.
Said I'd be back.
Yeah, I know. What?
But you didn't say I'll be back.
Why slap EJ? Because my past self was dumb. I mean, not really. I did the best I could with a linear note-taking program in the past, but like having all these topics that relate to each other and have like arrows pointing in ridiculous ways. Now I'm trying to move them over to a different note-taking program, but I'm still
See-
adding more as we go.
What you need is a player who takes really good notes for you.
Yes.
And if you ever have a question, you just ask them. Which in one of our
That means
campaigns,
EJ wouldn't be able to play with any of us.
I can just delegate co-DM.
if people want me to take good notes for a campaign, I do. But if no one asks, I don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
And
not.
I've been
It's not so much.
especially spoiled because in one of our other games, a player takes incredibly detailed notes and remembers like down to the buffs and debuffs we have. I'm like,
Yeah.
don't need that.
That's dangerous.
It's impressive.
It's very dangerous.
Well, the main thing I have, like, my notes are about like the world and the various plots that are interacting with each other in different ways and characters in the background. Most of the stuff is stuff that players don't know about yet, so I do need to be the one keeping track of that because players having detailed notes won't help if they've never heard of it yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
To keep clicking over. Dumb EJ Goose. I take notes, but only for Val. Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, I think we're ready to get started. So, sorry for the delay, everybody. I mean, I had part to do with it and part not, but anyway.
Not really.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. If you're down, we can go a little longer, or maybe not. It just depends on people. So, I'm not gonna bother giving a recap because we've done that so many times, and I definitely am not gonna sing anymore. Not unless there's something actually interesting happening or a good reason to. But with the echoing, eerie song still in your heads, we pick up with Carmen and the Doctor. Hang on, just Ray, are you? Is someone in your background like fighting a
My
goose?
dad he thinks he's singing, but he's actually a cat on a white picket fence screeching.
Gotcha. Okay. Anyway,
Singing
so we
for
pick
his
up with the
beloved.
Doctor and Carmen as they're exiting the caretaker's mansion, or the Great White Castle, more or less, and exiting back onto the main street of the Citadel. It's been maybe 20 minutes since you departed the rest of the party, and yeah, you're back on the street. What would you guys like to do? You know that they were heading towards the wormhole to try to formulate a plan on how they would enter and infiltrate to try to get Adrian's stuff back.
We could head towards the museum. I would simply just keep a distance.
Might be a good idea as a backup plan. Here, take this. I take out one of my CADs and I hand it to her.
She
That
looks it
CAD
over.
specifically has the ability to use grease.
Gross.
What a charming spell.
Well, it's good for a getaway plan, I would imagine.
There's more eloquent getaway plans.
Well, we always have a backup plan of a backup plan.
Get out prepared.
Always have a backup plan for the backup plan. I like it.
One backup plan is none backup plan.
She kind of looks down the street for a second.
Mhm.
So EJ,
Yeah.
out of character question.
Mhm.
That map you sent us,
Yes.
is there really only like 5 residential houses?
Well, there is basically an entire side of the street that is residential houses. They are all incredibly small and cramped and uncomfortable looking, but you seem to have been told and hinted at that there's plenty of extra dimensional spaces around, so they might be more roomy on the inside than they appear.
Okay.
And it also
There's
isn't 5, it's like
yeah, but
maybe
it's
20
it's
to
small.
yeah.
It's small in comparison.
Yeah, the population you would estimate of this place is probably no more than 1,000 max. But it's hard to tell. There are also presumably other layers.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to double check with you on that before.
Yeah, it seems like it's a relatively, small town type of thing, considering it's only for the most elite of the elite in terms of high-level spellcaster type people.
Okay. Then I think without sort of giving another thought, they head down the street to the museum.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. So you once again pass by the shops on the left, the buildings on the right that look more residential. It's all very drab. There's exposed piping and, steam shooting out of little clockwork gears every once in a while. You smell something rancid at one point, something that smells like animal feces or something, or like chemicals bubbling. Lots of weird little smells as you're kind of taking these corners and turns. And then you make your way down the second straight part of the street once again, where you can, see the straightaway path towards the wormhole. And as you're looking, you see a teeny tiny little booth type thing with your friends all gathered around, and they're kind of cheering as a shopkeeper looks very sad, and Adrian is now holding a book, and we'll just say you happen to join each other at that moment.
This is what you've been doing for the last 20 minutes?
I wish it had not been.
She looks at your new book. Just trying to discern what it is.
It's a shiny little spell book. The cover.
Immediately loses interest.
He's gonna talk about how we obtained it. Be like, oh, you see, it was like really interesting. It was like this magic box, and we got it from a magic box.
Interesting.
After you punched it exactly 467 times.
Well, that's why he's so interested in it, because it survived all of his punches.
Fair enough.
How did you open it? Like
yes,
what is the
he says.
purpose? What is the purpose of this container?
It's merely a challenge for those who want it.
Looks to the shopkeeper for more information.
Yeah, he was a little distracted trying to, look into his thing and see if he can, reset the enchantment that he just disabled to get the book out. And he's like, oh, yes, this is my, personless shop. If you put in the money, it'll give you the item, and I'm trying to develop it so that it requires no interaction at all from me, and I can just leave it there, and it'll be secure, and won't be robbable. So, for now, I'm testing it out as a free shop. If you can figure out how to steal it, you just gotta tell me how you did it. Item's yours, and I'll reset it at some point. They just got my recent stock, so I'm gotta put something else in it, but I'll figure out a way to get it back in order, and we'll go from there. So yeah, come visit sometime and see if you can try your hand at overcoming the enchantments I've put in place to keep it secure.
She kind of nods, like, that's actually a rather wise idea, considering the greatest security risk in any store is the proprietor.
Yes, Yes. He just looks a little glum.
Very interesting.
Yes, that's also saving me time. That was the main thing. But yeah, if you could just
Oh, so you
spellcast
didn't
on
think
me.
about that
Oh,
before we mind
um,
controlled you.
I really should just put a
We?
sign here to explain what I'm talking about, and
I
I'll just get out
helped.
of
I was
here.
punching the book.
Yes. Help is a word for that.
Anyways, I suppose, have you completed what you needed to?
Absolutely not.
Oh, we do have a plan though. Well, based on probably in about like 30 minutes we need to be back at the museum because well, we're going to do a little heist thing. I'm a distraction.
And are you distracting enough?
Oh, he's distracted me plenty.
I assume we are saying this when we're further away from the store. We're not talking about a heist in the free shop.
QZ has said this wherever we were at the time when you brought it up.
Probably outdoor, 'cause she wouldn't bring it up until we've all left the premise, because that's no one's business but
Welcome
ours.
back, Kit Kat.
Great. So congrats on you keeping me responsible.
It's like, well, I will be out here. I doubt he wants to see my face again so soon.
I mean, yes, I think the goal is I am the only face that he sees. So, that should be nice for you because, well, then nothing can go wrong, right? Well, except for me. But, I'm fine. I can flip away.
I don't believe this is going to be a good idea, but just leaves it at
Well,
that.
well, then we can work out another one. I mean, I think that this is the best thing that we have going for us.
I did propose the idea of just force. Not aggressive. but force.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan was that you had, but it just didn't sound... It just didn't sound like it was going to be a good plan for keeping you safe, or any of us safe, or, maybe even obtaining anything.
I imagine it was the same plan we used the first time, whereas one of us was invisible, snuck up to the exact room we needed to get into, said the password, and then grabbed all of the belongings.
Oh,
I couldn't find anything other than authority.
so, okay. Well, did you get any information that could be helpful for the second time on that first time?
There is someone in the room. I'm sure they are extremely furious that authority has been taken from them as they were studying it.
Mm.
Again, I don't know if the rest of the belongings are there.
What if this wait that we're having to have is them moving the authority pieces?
Well, we already have authority. It's his papers and medals and other things that we need.
Either way, they could be moving it as we speak.
But
No, I don't believe that
Adrian,
that tiger is smart enough.
use locate object on your papers. Perhaps we'll find that they're not even in the museum. They could be in the original locale that you told me about before you were moved.
Why would they still be there? And they weren't
I
even off my
don't
body
know.
at that time.
They don't seem like the smartest people now, do they?
Well, one of them does not seem like the smartest, and I don't believe that is exactly his fault.
Are you talking about the dead one?
No, I'm talking about the tiger.
Ah. Still. If that's what you wish to do, I can't aid you. I'm not going to scare the tiger out of his slippers a second time.
I'm sure it would go perfectly fine.
Examine, please.
Does anyone
see,
else have any ideas?
That's what I like to see. Confidence in my plan. Alright, so if there's a second person there, then that does make it a little bit tougher. I mean, Ananias, and then QZ corrects himself to say, is it, what's the name that Ananias is going by right now?
Wow.
Val.
Val. Okay, cool. QZ corrects to say Val. Val will be able to assist on the fly and get whatever needs to get gone.
So I can't fly.
I mean, neither can I.
Dylan?
I can figure something out for you two.
What's Dylan's name? Help me out.
Adrian.
Adrian? Can you fly?
No.
Oh! I see what the problem is. It's a turn of phrase. You see, the Eric Rockman. It's slang. It's slang. On the fly, it just means like as we go along.
Yes, well.
You Eric Crocken are a bit weird.
QZ just smiles.
We're going on a tour.
Carmen, are you sure that following their plans are going to be any more fruitful than what I could pull?
Just looks at you. Yes.
2 heads are better than 1, and well, let's count right here. 1, 2, 3.
You can do it. I believe in you.
More than 2. That's what matters.
You were close. Good job.
Carmen, this is actively painful for me.
There is 5.
Yeah, but they're not coming. So like I was wondering like if we should include their heads, and it threw me off.
Y'all want to come on the tour with us?
No, I'm the only one going on the tour. You two have to.
I wanna
Oh my
go.
goodness!
I'm
You didn't
not
even know
going
the
on
plan.
Oh no.
Okay, I guess I'll brief on the plan, and we can see if it sounds right to everybody. But I'm gonna go on the tour, distract the guy at the front desk. That way, you two can sneak into the back room and then go and obtain whatever all the stuff is, all the papers. And if you need to like contact me, Anna, I've seen Val has the little communication device and can like call me so I can like end the tour fast or make a bigger distraction if need be, or just like whatever is needed. And we'll get out and rendezvous here.
I can do that. Let's do it. I'm ready. Okay, start the tour
Well,
now.
we still the guy isn't ready to do the tour yet. He needs like another 10 minutes or something.
Short rest.
Yeah, we all take a short rest, hanging out.
Smoke break.
So Val and I will be standing outside as backup.
No. I get to be the front up with the
But-
prince.
I'm talking
Okay,
about
okay.
Val and I.
No, I'm
Cat is
I'm-
Val.
Cat's Val. I'm Carmen.
Carmen, I'm sorry. Carmen and I meant, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be nice. I mean, you two can like do other stuff if need be, but I think that would probably be the most helpful for obtaining this. Although,
Adrian,
didn't you
if-
have a meeting or something?
we already had it.
Oh, how did that go?
As well as you can imagine for someone who has disdain for me.
Oh,
I felt like I was in a
Oh.
court meeting, but I couldn't.
Very
I couldn't smash anything.
I'm so sorry.
Shame. We could
I
just
know,
go
you-
in and start smashing.
No, they didn't
And
have
you're
any
a prince?
particularly ugly vases to smash.
Ananias will remember you saying that, so if we ever go into a court meeting, you know what will happen.
But if there's not any particularly ugly vases to smash, you can't do it.
You can see
Beauty
like
is
a look of
subjective.
like recognition going through her
Not in vases.
face, I write down it in my journal.
Smash vases you see. Extreme prejudice against vases. Okay, so what exactly is the front up doing, quote unquote? Are they hanging out in front of the?
Step 1. Q Zeeth goes on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Step
Boom.
2.
I'm
Prince
already
and-
there.
Prince and Val go in, get the stuff, come out.
Mm-hmm.
Step
Absolutely.
3. Q Zeeth finish tour. Step 4. Everyone meets outside the museum, happy. End
Gotcha.
scene.
Very good. And is there communication
We're as
between the
happy as
groups?
we can be.
Yeah, just Adrian's still like.
So,
"Oh, I was happy if I could just get this
Carmen
stuff
and
done."
the doctor are just chilling outside the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good time.
Actually, the doctor raises his index finger up in the air. I'm thinking perhaps Val would be the better backup here while I go and finish what I promised the... What's his name again? The guy we had a meeting with?
Mr. Grimshaw, the assistant to the
The
caretaker.
promise I made for Mr. Grimshaw.
I mean,
Well,
you
Dr.
can
Thing,
Go
I
ahead.
am the front up, not the backup. So,
The
It's-
brother of
it-
Doctor Who, Doctor
it's
Thing.
fine, Doctor. You can do what you need to. I can just wait.
What do you all think?
This is honestly not a 5-person operation. It could have simply been a 1-person operation.
I mean, honestly, I think that we would have been able to do our stuff with just us three. So, you know, like, wherever, you know, more people's fine, but I think we got it.
I believe we could have done it with even less people and faster.
I
Chickens in the
imagine
kitchen.
your plan would have been dangerous.
Is there a complaint
things in
about
the
this?
kitchen makes for too much. Yeah.
Too
They're
much,
crock
yeah.
and shay.
Mhm.
All
Too many chickens in
the
the kitchen.
small yes.
Well, on that note, I shall begin my search. I take out my Geiger and just start slowly walking around.
What exactly are you looking for?
My Geiger's linked to the
Oh
The-
yeah, the magic for Lunimus. Ah, interesting. Okay. Well, I guess roll me Arcana on that.
Arcana. What is my Arcana? My Arcana's a
Arcana,
plus 4. Wait. Does being a
Probably not.
never mind. I don't know if my class gives me advantages on Arcana checks. It doesn't matter. 18 plus 4.
I
So
would say
22?
you get a faint hint of that same type of magic on your Geiger counter. It's pointing the opposite direction from where you just came from. Off into the weeds and the growing plants with the giant mechanical muck dragon hanging out and tending the fields.
Aha! Eureka! I start running that direction.
And there he goes. So, it's about time for the tour.
Bit later.
Hooray!
Check your watch. Oh no.
Right. Go in there, bird.
Yuzith goes in.
Okay.
Good luck giving this tour. You got this.
The tiger looks up. He seems a little frazzled, as though he was scrambling to get done in time, just like me. And he goes, "Oh yes, thank you, thank you for coming back. It's nice to see well, someone who's
I'm eager
interested."
about history. Yuzith does like a little arm gesture, huzzah thing.
Ah, splendid! And he hands you a little pamphlet and says, "That'll be 5 gold, please."
Yuzith takes the gold that he meant to obtain during this time.
Didn't you still have some red gold, apparently? that you didn't give to
Yes,
Carmen?
that's right. That's
Okay.
right. It was the red gold.
Yeah. How much of that do you have, and how much of it did you give to Carmen?
I don't know if I think I gave. We'll say that I kept exactly 5. How about?
Sure.
I have no
Carmen,
idea how
could
much
you mark off on
I
your
wrote
character
down
sheet
how much I gave.
5 gold, assuming that I put it on your character sheet that you had 125 of this red
Yeah.
gold? Cool.
Can do.
Thanks. I'm not sure if I added that or if you added that to your character sheet. Oh, doesn't look like it's there, but
It's fine.
I assume there was some listing of the 125.
I
At the very-
just added it now.
Gotcha.
It's fine.
Okay. So Kuzith, you offer this red gold to him, and he goes, "Oh, what's with the color here?"
Blood. I think, at least. Magic blood? I'm sorry, that was grim. It was just like this. It is gold, though. You can test it,
He just kind of like drips it into a glass and kind of shakes it around a little bit. It doesn't seem to be washing off. What kind of blood
yeah,
was it?
like I said, magic. Like, it's stuck on it. Blood's hard. It's a hard stain to get out. Like, get some hydrogen peroxide, but, like, good
Hydrogen.
luck.
What?
I don't know if QC knows what hydrogen peroxide is.
But he can't count to 5.
He just kind of like takes a piece out and like tries to rub it clean, and it's clear that it's like this is just the color of it. It's like not a stain or a residue. It is just through and through the color of the metal, and he's just kind of confused. And he hesitantly gives it a little bite, and it's like, I guess
Doesn't it
it's
taste like more irony,
I
right?
guess it's gold, but it's weird.
It is weird.
I suppose you don't have any regular gold you could give me. I don't. There's so many magic shenanigans on this place. This could be like lead that's just been transmuted for all I know.
Well, how about this? And then QZ hands him the bloody cloak, and it's like, "This is
Why-
my favorite cloak."
Why
And
would a
I'll leave it
smelly
here.
Pile of
and-
ripped
and
bloody cloth
Pick it back
be
up
more
when
enticing.
I have normal gold. We can exchange. I'll swap you the red gold for the real gold and pick back up my jacket.
I'm afraid I won't be able to accept this.
You're not.
He just takes one whiff and it's like, I don't care what magical properties this cloak has. I don't want it.
It's.
To recap,
oh.
this cloak was hand woven from a guy's arm wool. It was
Yeah.
dipped in mud to dye it black. Got blood all
Uh-huh.
over it. Was ripped in half, and has been just
It's been
crammed
with
in your
me this
bag
whole
the
time.
entire. Yeah, as you've like gone through a swamp and been coated in acid. I'm
Sentimental
surprised
value.
it's even still in one piece.
Sentimental value. All right.
Hey, I
Keith
do
will
have
finally.
something I could have used. Sorry.
Keith
No,
will
get off
look
my computer.
further into his inventory
Over.
to see if there is anything else.
The
Do
tiger.
you not have any normal gold?
No.
Just come out. I'll give you 5 gold. Jesus
You see,
Okay.
Christ.
I mean,
in
to
your
be
bag,
fair,
you
to be
have
fair.
4,000 silver.
No. Do I silver?
Yes.
I have copper. I thought it was copper.
No. You chose 4,000 silver. It's weighing
Okay.
50 pounds.
Yeah, but that's for charity.
Pardon
I'll,
me.
I'll give you that equivalent back in gold for charity.
Fine. I will. You know what? I still have the gold. It's fine.
I
I,
love
will
how
give the silver.
You just like are scrounging in your piles and piles of silver.
Yeah,
What
just,
can
like,
I possibly
silver's
give
falling
him?
out.
Oh,
Silver's
how
falling
about
out
this
of my bag. as I'm
rancid
trying to
piece
look-
of clothing?
You're paying for this in nickels.
I only know how to fix it on Windows.
So you pull out 50 pieces of silver and just kind of pour them into his hand like a bunch of arcade tokens, and he's just like,
Can't
excellent.
type in
Thank you. And just kind of like pours them all into his giant tip jar on the table. Anyway,
What a
and
world we live in
he-
where nickels are preferred over stained bills.
he hands you a little pamphlet and goes, so, this is some information about our wonderful building that we've got here. This is called the Wormhole. It is, or was, the only inn available on the Citadel. It was founded very close to the very beginning of the entire Citadel's construction, and was meant to be a place for the weary passerby to take a night's rest. Unfortunately, being a highly, exclusive magical research place, anyone who was visiting mostly stayed with their friends or stayed on their own airship or whatever, and we didn't get all that much business. So we rebranded to be the world's best museum. And he gestures to some of the wonderful,
Wow.
they've got the toilet exhibit, they've got the planetarium, the cosmic ballroom, where they've got a rendition of the various like planets and stars that orbit the world that you call home, and he just begins leading you on this grandiose tour of the various things they've got, and he says, there are still plenty of rooms upstairs on the third floor that are available for rent if you would like to stay. I don't know if you're new here or if you're staying with someone already, but I would...
I have a place,
Oh,
probably.
I see.
You know what? We'll circle back to this.
Very well. Uh, so, anyway, the Tiger Man and Qzeth go off and begin to kind of traverse the wonderful different...
As we walk through the doorway, QZ's gonna like turn his head around and then like give a little thumbs up.
I had a character question. Does the tiger take him to the planetarium?
Well, they seem to be going a different way. It's conceivable that the rooms will kind of eventually circle through that room, and I don't know what they're going to do when they get to the
Spoilers.
broken, shattered, glass platforms. Maybe they've put some plywood out, Maybe there's a way to walk through there now.
It's not
QZ's
my fault.
There's
I
no
Sounds
didn't
like it
catch-
actually is.
I didn't cast Shatter. I don't know that spell.
I love casting
What?
spells.
What
at
You
about
only
random.
cast
that?
shatter on vases.
Yeah, with my fist.
So,
All right. Is he out of sight?
yeah,
I peek
as
through the
they
window.
both kind of wander off into the giant display of like every type of toilet you've ever seen for some reason. It's just like long
Do
hallway.
they have bidet?
Yes.
Nice.
Ananias and Adrian, what are you guys doing?
Okay, I open the door.
Yep. Little bell goes ting-a-ling-ling-ling-ling.
Oh crap! Noise.
I don't have silence, so I'm no help with that.
Nobody seems to notice or care. It's dead silent in the area already, except for the
Nobody
fading,
likes history but QZ.
the
so
fading
it's
talk
okay.
of the tiger as he's excitedly explaining the various, overviews of historical facts and cool stuff.
I keep the door held open till Adrian walks through.
Okay.
He walks through very just like this is too excessive for its own good.
Mm-hmm.
QZ's
Okay.
made a plan and everyone's gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
I walk behind the desk, and up to the door. Anything stopping me? Am I chilling?
Nope, there's nothing stopping you. There's a a hallway upstairs, like a little stairway to the left, that goes up to the second floor.
What do I see on the desk?
You see various, bits and bobs. It looks like ancient skulls of some long dead race that he seems to have been organizing in a display case, tagging with
I
little
grab one.
paper tags. You take a skull.
Sounds
Okay.
Do-do-do-do,
Alas,
do-do-do-do.
poor Yorick, I knew him well. It appears to
Um,
be a skull of some, larger than a standard humanoid type creature. It's got very sharp teeth. So sharp
Can I
that
take the
it
smallest
seemed...
one?
Sure. It's about human skull sized.
Sorry, continue describing. I didn't mean
Oh,
to
I was just
interrupt.
saying it has very, very sharp teeth. Like, they don't look like they've been ground down at all. They are razor sharp.
Is it magical? Can I
Mm,
tell?
roll Arcana.
Yes. 12 plus 3.
Yeah, it seems relatively magical.
Oh, cool. I kind of want to pull out its teeth. I'll do that in a bit, I say to Adrian. Can I open the door?
Yeah. To the
Open the door.
office or the stairs?
Stairs.
The door.
Okay.
Uh, Adrian kind of looks at like all this. He's like, "There's no need to go over there. No need to destroy his thing. If anything,
Okay.
we're going to mess with something completely different." So,
I set it down, looked dejected.
and he there's like this very clear like short hallway leading to a pair of set of stairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he heads there.
You know the
He
way
starts
from
going up.
before.
Yeah. He starts going up. And I think he remembers like second floor, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Second floor, left side of the hall. Second to last door, I believe.
yeah, something like
There
that.
was a little plaque that told us it was storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were
and
6 different possible rooms because the building
And we
has multiple extra dimensional spaces laid out in the same door.
And we have passwords for all of them.
Yep.
yeah. So
Except for that one hidden door that you didn't know about.
No, because
Exactly.
I literally got a rubbing of all the passwords from the guy. So if he doesn't know
Nice.
about his own rooms, then he has a
There
problem.
might be. What if he's working for someone else?
I
Or
leave
Tony
my
the
door
Tiger.
alone and I follow closely behind Adrian.
Okay.
he very like not carefully is just walking up there, just like very confident looking. And he's looking at doors and he's just like, which one? And eventually sees the one that he's looking for, and uses the code that Carmen gave him.
Which one?
Whichever one she pointed out to him, like told him like this is the one.
Well, you were saying that you thought there was someone in there, and you went into the storage room first, which you found the password for by accident, and later you actually went into the office with the intended password. But if you're thinking there might be someone in there, are you just trying to rush in and potentially get in a fight immediately?
Always.
Especially with the person who's trying to kidnap you specifically?
I mean, listen, at this point he's like, Carmen initially said no, and now I'm trying to get it. So at this point,
It's if you don't go now, I will say no a second time, and then you won't get it at all.
It's like it's now or never, and I'm not allowing never, so it's now. And so Adrian kind of uses the code, has the door like lock in to whatever it's supposed to be.
Okie dokie.
And he kind of looks at Val and he says, if you are like them and wish to keep me safe, then feel free to go ahead first.
I do not wish that upon you.
Do not wish safety upon him.
Heaven forbid.
I don't. I don't wish safety upon him.
Hmm.
And I allow him through first.
Alright. To be fair,
That's one way to do it.
Ramen did say that he was a magic user, so this will be interesting.
Okay.
And he would open.
I mean, I can have us both like step back from the door, and I can mage hand open it and like look in. I'm chill with that. I'm just not walking through first.
If you want, go ahead. He's like, if that's what you want to do.
I use mage hand and I open the door from at least 7 feet away.
Okay. So Adrian, with a powerful voice, calls Industriamat, and the door clicks and seems to vibrate a little bit before kind of residing in its original location, but slightly more ajar than it was before. And Ananias uses a little mage hand, which materializes as a ghostly hand, turns the knob, and the door slowly creaks open. and you begin to hear a faint conversation as though there's a voice that's not paying the best attention and is very busy as he's kind of having an intense whispered conversation in a low voice. I know it's bad timing, but if we don't get Paul involved as quickly as possible, we might have more problems. Yes, I know it's not worth it. And then he kind of goes silent from within the room. I'll have to talk to you later.
Doom dum bum bum. He knows. Doom
Ooh,
he
sharing screen.
knows. Doom ba doom ba bum bum.
Thanks for the music. I like it.
Am
So,
I the cloak?
yes, you are the hooded ring wraith person, and this is the prince. And then this is
Was that starfish?
ahead of you as you're, I assume, looking into the room after nothing exploded out of the room immediately upon opening it from 7 feet away. You see a kind of sleazy elderly man with a big nose, a wart on his chin, and he just kind of looks generally unpleasant. And judging by his slimy voice, he, just emanates bad guy. He's dressed in a nice suit, but, he just generally is, well, he looks like this. So, clearly,
Ooh, spooky.
I'm so sorry to anyone who looks like that, but
I mean, he could be just a Scrooge.
EJ?
yeah.
Out of character, I'm looking at my character sheet and it
Mhm.
says I have mage hand twice on my cantrips. Do I have it twice because I can use it separately so I can have 2 hands mage hand? Or should I like, is it just randomly taking up a spell slot?
More
And
than
you
I think
should
you
not-
messed something up.
You should not have the same spell twice.
More than likely,
But-
some feature gave you that spell while you also have that spell chosen. Therefore, it's showing up twice. But you could just change that out so that you have a different
does
spell
this
available.
does this mean I can use both mage hands? Are you okay with that?
Are you sure
Uh,
you don't have mage hand and major hand?
technically,
No, it's just mage
that's
hand.
not supposed to be how it works. There are ways you can cast Mage Hand twice, but this is not. That's not how it's supposed to work. So this would just be a mistake. Yeah. So
Okay,
you
okay.
should just switch that spell out for something else later.
I will do that. Okay, just wondered how much I could get away with.
I mean, if you want, just for this one combat, because you're down a spell, why not? But that's not how it's supposed to work.
Well,
Do you have something you want to do as you're stepping into
I
this
want to
room?
force choke this guy.
Okay, they have limited strength, but yeah, sure, why not? And there's also like potions bubbling along the wall, and a little torch over on the side, all kinds of little goodies that could be potentially useful. If anyone has their volume up, there is a little bit of volume on this, but not much. Okay, so combat. Could you guys roll initiative for me real quick? The guy is turning and kind of locks eyes with you, narrowing them as he sees a face that he doesn't exactly recognize, and, well, the prince, not disguised in his normal form. And he kind of stands up straight, hands behind his back. Ah, Prince Adrian, I had wondered where you had gone.
Can my troublemaker senses start tingling?
Unfortunately, no, unless Ananias
Damn.
communicates using the ring to Qzeth and or the doctor, and then have the doctor come running back from the field the other direction.
Well, didn't they give me Mama Swizzles?
No.
No,
Oh,
we
I
never.
thought
We
they
were.
did.
We wanted to, but we didn't get Mama Swizzles.
It's
Got
still
it.
attached to her.
I mean, you're welcome to just feel like, this is a terrible plan and change your mind, because what else are you going to do just standing out in the middle of the...
I
Street
do
alone.
think she doesn't like her distrust of this situation would eventually get the best of her.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want, you can call out to the doctor, who's still just running into the reeds and kind of like pointing his little device in various places in the in the plants.
Yeah, just a sharp wolf whistle to get his attention.
Cool. It will take you guys a couple rounds to
Yeah,
get there, though.
yeah.
Doctor, are you going to be dissuaded from your current task?
Do they tell me what's going on?
Carmen's just going, this is a bad plan. I don't like it.
She just goes, I've got a bad feeling about this.
And you want me to come back?
Preferably.
Very well, I'm on my way.
By the way, one thing I forgot to mention as you guys are entering, the thing that this guy seemed to have been looking at is a odd kind of like tear in time and space that is
I
just
know
kind
what
of
that
like
is.
hovering. It's not the same kind you've seen before, but it is kind of similar. There's the same kind of like disturbance with the weave that seems unstably wiggling right beside his desk. It's kind of like a shimmery window into a different location that you can see beyond it, and he seems, as he's, locking eyes with you, he puts down a sending stone on the table and begins kind of circling the room to watch you guys. Clearly he was concerned about whatever this is that has suddenly, become a problem for him, but it seems less of his main concern now that you are here. So,
Does Adrian recognize this person at all?
I don't believe you saw him in your previous extermination duties, nor did you see him in your grand escape. So,
I also
no.
meant just like in general as well.
No, I don't think you've seen him
Does
before.
Ananias recognize this person?
No.
Does QZeth recognize this person?
Yes.
Nailed it.
You look at the wall of the, the toilet, and you're like, I know that guy.
I recognize this guy that I can't see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, initiatives in chat.
Okay. Oh, thank you, but I can't see the chat right now. Could you just say them aloud?
17 and 8. Mine is 8. Adrian 17.
Yes.
Okay. So, and you're 17 minus 8?
I'm 8.
No,
You're
I'm
8.
17.
Gotcha.
and Val's 8.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Well, you see him as he's kind of walking around the room, just kind of place his hand on his chest, and a little shimmery kind of light passes down his clothing, just remaining as a slight sparkle upon him as he walks around the room. So, what, may I ask, brings you back?
What a shield spell, I ask Adrian?
I guess I should ask, like, do I recognize what kind of spell was this cast?
It looks like it was some kind of mage armor, or perhaps something similar. There's no guarantee that he's not developed some kind of more advanced version on the Citadel here. There's lots of possibilities.
Well, you also have Shield of Faith active on you, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I? Okay, I forgot.
Yeah.
I thought it was protection from evil and good, or is that something else?
No, that was
earlier?
the first. That was the first fight.
Gotcha.
He would never protection from evil and good.
He's like, some form of protection, and, well, I couldn't just leave it well alone, I could say. Not to mention, I believe you still have something of mine.
Oh, do I? Well, you seem to also have something of mine.
What do you have? What do you have?
Looks at Val like, really? Really?
A knife!
Does he specify anything when he says that, or does he address what she asked?
Does he adjust what Ananias asks?
Yeah, Val,
No.
yeah.
No, he does
Okay.
not.
Yeah,
By the way,
my hood is still over my face for reference.
Where is authority, by the way? Is it still?
Probably on my side. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because once I was given leave to hold it, I was like, yes, this is mine again.
Where does the evil man's eyes look when I ask that?
His eyes dart down to authority, quite obviously.
Okay.
And, he is going to reach his hand out, and, could I have you roll a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah,
Oh.
I can.
Adrian?
Also, just out of curiosity, was I at full health walking into this? I didn't get hurt.
You
should
should
be.
have been, yes. You and Carmen are at full health. Ananias, the doctor, and QZ were just previously in a fight, and they have taken a few hits, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was only
Question. Oh, sorry.
No, go.
Am I also rolling dex?
No. Well,
Um,
no.
I rolled an 11 total.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you feel a tug, and suddenly Authority just kind of is yanked off of your belt loop and just rips it in half, and Authority goes flying into his hand, and he goes, he just kind of spins it, and the blade pops out. And,
Question, EJ.
yeah.
Since they were talking for a hot minute, like, should that affect how quickly I get there?
Yes, I would say that it would have taken several rounds of combat for you and the Doctor to arrive, but since the Doctor was out in the field a little bit, it takes a little bit more time, but we'll say that you get there in maybe another 30 seconds or so.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're not done their conversation, so...
Um,
Either way,
I need-
he pulls out his sword and he goes, "So, Prince Adrian, how long have you had to practice with this?"
I
just
pull
so,
out my chart of the weed while this is going on.
Fair enough.
so Val knows this is probably the most pissed off you've seen Adrian in the short time that you've seen him.
Oh, he's vibrating.
Mm-hmm.
I need to pull up my sheet. Or there it is. There's Authority. So I was trying to find it because I apparently don't have it saved somewhere. He is. One second. How do I? Oh, I need to pull this up. I love that moment when you have spells.
True.
That you forgot to write down.
Amen. Amen.
Man, I wonder what it's like to not be
AKA
prepared for D&D.
Oh, for your information, Adrian, the spell you got, that you let me look at, I copied it into my spell book. It's not something I've learned, but I did copy it down.
Already?
Well, I would assume I did it in the time we had downtime between this, because there was a good 10-minute extra.
I think it takes like an hour or two.
It
Oh,
would have.
really?
It would have taken a little longer. That was like, it wasn't like just a one piece of paper. It was like, it was
really?
a little
Okay, in
complicated.
that
Just
case,
2
but-
pieces of
I have
paper.
started to.
I will
Yeah.
ask: has anyone given me any sort of like spell casting items?
Yes.
'Cause-
Yeah.
Oh, you mean components?
Yeah, components specifically.
You've never asked.
Yes. I believe. What's your face? The lady you go with gave you some of hers.
Okay,
Why can't I remember Carmen's name? Gosh darn it.
all good. It's all good. Let's see. He is going to. He is going to use, I guess, mage armor on himself now,
Fair enough.
and he's not going to directly answer.
Okay. Well, I myself have had only a month to practice, but I've found a few things about this, and he just kind of begins twisting some of the rings. This should be interesting.
I use mage armor on myself as well.
Very well. You have that spell? Man, everyone's got that
Yes.
spell. Okay, well, I guess technically,
I don't have that
mathematically,
spell.
if everyone has it, it doesn't do anything.
That's not accurate.
Yeah.
As someone who uses mage armor, that is not accurate. When everyone has mage armor,
Nobody
a
has
lot of people have mage
it.
armor.
Yeah,
A
so...
lot less dying happens.
At this point, you begin to hear a thundering of footsteps as, apparently 2 sets of footsteps are charging up in the general direction of this area. And,
Hearing that, I think it's time to, initiative.
yeah.
You're
Because Adrian knows exactly what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. Edularin also,
Likewise.
this guy's name is Edularin. I guess
me.
you may or may not know that at this point, given
Yeah, I
your
believe
previous
Carmen
clue
said
finding.
something about that, so.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so, you both, yeah. Anyway, Edularin is also hearing this, and you see a flash of kind of nervousness and surprise as his eyes narrow, and he mutters one final incantation of some kind, waving his hand, and the door behind you closes and seems to kind of bar itself with some kind of magical lock.
That's fine. Because once again, Adrian
Does
knows
it close loudly?
It closes audibly. I wouldn't necessarily say with a thunderous impact. But...
Well, I was just saying, like, maybe that could be the thing that actually, like, makes Carmen aware.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean I'm already.
Oh,
Already on the way,
she
I
knows
guess.
the room. She knows
Yeah.
where things are probably going
Oh.
down. Qzeth, you're, still in the first room or second room. Maybe he's, started to lead you towards the next adjacent room where there's a wonderful, like, expansive planetarium with, like, stars kind of enchanted in the far distance, and you're seeing, like, wonderful little glowing blue platforms to walk across. But then you hear, footsteps running and maybe Carmen clanking in her armor. She's like,
Well, if QZ hears that, he's gonna be like, would you excuse me, like, 1 second? I need to talk to the voices in my head.
Oh, you could just say if you looking at all these toilets has made you, need to use one. Feel free.
Oh my lord.
I'm glad that you know what talking to the voices in my head means.
Sure, I have one too.
Dang, son.
So the tiger lets you leave, and I presume you would follow up the stairs.
No, QC's just going to ask into the ring, is to Ananias Val, and be like, "Is everything going okay?
Oh yeah,
I thought I
there's this
saw
wizard
heard
guy
Carmen moving."
here. No Carmen, just wizard guy.
Oh, okay.
Mad, has the authority. Hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
Should turn
just like,
caveman.
let me know if you need help. I'm here.
Nah, we just need the authority, man.
Let's have you not call for backup. And he casts a spell at you, Ananias, at the ring specifically. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Could I have?
QC goes to wash his hands while this is being done.
Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, the ring suddenly starts glowing red hot, and I don't
Wasn't it
think...
on her ear?
Oh, is it on? Oh,
It is on my ear.
yes. Well, you suddenly begin to hear a sizzling right beside your ear, and a white-hot pain emanates from your ear. And
Don't go numb. You'll be fine.
you take 6 points of fire damage.
Okay, I'd like to react.
Mhm.
Can I hellish rebuke?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. I would love to hellish rebuke.
Absolutely. Right
Okay,
beside the
give me
desk
one
with
second.
all the fire and papers that
I
Adrian
won't
might
care,
need.
man.
You hurt me, I hurt you with fire.
Mhm.
It goes both ways.
Yeah. Claro que sí.
The only way to fight fire
Claro.
is with fire.
That's legit the thing, though.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll.
I'm rolling wherever I find it. Guys, for some reason I can't find my spells. Give me a hot second.
You were just looking at how you had 2 mage hands. How did you lose it?
For the record, I
Okay,
know I'm
I
cheating
rolled-
with the, only allowed to be a bard or a druid spell. It's fine.
I rolled 19.
Okay.
So
Well, was that...
I assume that hits.
what's the requirements for that spell again? Is it... Do you have to roll to hit, or do you just roll the damage?
Oh.
I need to take...
Uh-oh, read time.
The creature must take a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, okay.
2d fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Okie dokie. He got a 16 total. Is that a success or a fail?
That is... I think that's a success. So he's successful.
Okay. And he takes half of your roll damage?
He takes half of my roll damage? Okay. Let me roll my damage. That's 2d10s.
Okie doke.
And I'm not rolling it at a higher level.
Okay, cool.
I'm just doing it at the base level.
So
my
Carmen and the
D10.
doctor, you run up the stairs and you're charging towards the open door, only to hear it slam in your face just before you arrive, and it
How rude.
kind of seals itself closed once again to the point where, as you kind of bang on it, it feels less like it's got any give to it, more like it's a concrete wall.
I say the password and try to open the door.
The
15.
Industrial password for the office does not work.
I cast
I
the
knew it.
spell, I
It just
cast
kinda
the spell
shudders.
magic, then say the password and try to open the door.
Unfortunately, that does not seem to work as well.
I knew
It
that there would be
only-
a different code.
It does actually cause something to happen, though. So you're casting it, it's a second level spell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you cast a spell magic, you see the door kind of begin shuddering and vibrating a little bit, and it seems to accentuate the weird anomalies that you were seeing last time you were in this area, where, you know, the rooms seemed to be bleeding into each other a little bit, and there was a slight bit of, like, uncertainty and unease you felt as you were in the area. It once again just seems to begin warping the space in a uncontrolled way. The door remains shut, but it does seem to be kind of like developing cracks across it a little bit. Yeah, and Carmen, I mean, what did you get for your roll? What's your face, Cat? 17?
I got 15, and so half of that, the higher half would be 8.
Okay. 8 damage to Ejalaran. He engulfs in flames right beside this desk, lighting his rug, the floor, his chair, and one of these books on fire as he kind of steps out of the flames and glares at you with, you know, fury in his coal black eyes. That is his turn taken care of, as he just kind of stands there, sword ready, outstretched, and now we're up to Adrian's turn.
Then Adrian is going to, because you said he has access to all of his stuff.
Yes.
He is going to close that gap between them.
Okay.
And he is going to.
What's Carmen's
Cast.
initiative?
You didn't ask me to roll it before, so
Okay.
I can roll it now.
Yeah, sorry. He's going to cast what? Sorry, I'm trying to do
Uh,
multiple things at once.
He is going.
Oh, 20!
Nice!
Natural 20.
Well done.
He is going to cast immovable object.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's fun.
Yeah.
How moving.
What was that?
Said how moving.
Oh, okay. So, I touch an object that weighs no more than 10 pounds. Swords are surprisingly light, as it turns out. And because it, and cause it to become magically fixed.
Okay.
You and the creatures you designate when you cast a spell can move the object normally. I'll choose Val. You can also set a password that, when spoken within 5 feet of the object, suppresses the spell for 1 minute. Because Adrian is Adrian, he is going to set the password to be "No one touches my sword." And then it says if the object is fixed in the air, it can hold up to 4,000 pounds of weight. More weight causes the object to fall. Otherwise, a creature can use an action to make a strength check against your spell save DC.
Mhm.
On a success, the creature can move the object up to 10 feet.
I see. Okay.
Am I
Yes.
the object?
Cool.
Am I the object?
No.
No, the
No.
soul
No.
Authority.
Objectifying
authority's
them.
the
That's
object.
misogyny.
Oh, my word.
I've
So-
gone in- I actively grabbed the sword, not as like a contest to steal it, but I said, nah, it's staying right here.
What's the
If
strength
I
DC?
can't have it, you can't
Alright.
have it.
You would have to pass a 15.
Okay.
But you can only move it 10 feet at a time.
Is that a
Yes.
concentration spell?
Let me take a quick. No, it's duration 1 hour.
Awesome. Cool. So you He's more or less been drawing the sword, rotating the rings, preparing to do something with it, and you immediately lock it in place. You see him kind of wiggle at it, and then he just kind of glares at you. Question, would you say the rings still rotate as the sword is fixed in place, or is the sword more or less completely immobile at this point, even the moving parts?
It just says it causes it to become magically fixed in place.
So I think that would include the rings, because that's a part of this object. Like if you stopped a rotating like machine part and it had a gear on it, the gear would also pause.
I would say that if he wants to turn it, like spin the things, he'd have to make a strength check. That I think is probably the
works for me.
way.
Yeah, because this is different than, say, turning the sword into an immovable rod.
Yes.
Okay, I would agree. Yeah, so I guess if he wants to aim the blade or anything, he would have a rough time doing so. So we've given Carmen a half turn, basically, to cast Dispel Magic. Carmen, is there anything else you want to say or do on your way, or in your discovery of the door being rough?
She'd probably look to the doctor and be like, "Do you know anything?" Basically giving him a look of, "Get me in there right now."
Storage room's always an option.
Okay, since Ray doesn't seem to be here, that probably would be her second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I was muted.
You forgot you were the doctor. It's okay. Forget who we are sometimes.
I'm the doctor?
I reply, well, I could
Dr.
try
Who?
something, but it could draw attention to everybody.
No, it's fine. She'll open up the storage room.
Okay, so you just grunt, and the door clicks and swings open
I'll just open it up.
into a different location with the same door. So 1 second, let me find the party. Carmen and the doctor in the storage room with a hatchet.
Candlestick. Yeah.
Now can I see anything through
Yes.
here?
There was
Like
previously a weird kind of anomalous tear, just the faintest hint of something that you could see through into an office prior over by these barrels. Now you see it is widened to a much larger kind of like rip in time and space that is unstably kind of wibbling and wobbling back and forth, and you can see kind of a glimpse into why are you licking your cat? Into the rooms beyond that overlay onto this same physical plane. Furthermore, you now see a flicker of flames light kind of dancing across the walls as it passes through the gap. So whatever is happening in the other side seems to be rather violent. So you and the doctor, you want to take a turn together.
Do I have enough movement to get through the fucking... Sorry, pardon my language, the crack.
Yeah, why not?
Whoa!
Well-
Don't just say crack.
Getting through is certainly a way to put it. Granted that it's not like human-sized yet. It's certainly something, though.
I'd like
I mean-
to take my Geiger out and aim it towards that hole.
Incredible amounts of just unstable magic is blasting in all areas of the spectrum. It is unsafe.
I mean, what I would probably do is she'd probably stick, like, her head through first, since it's not, like, full human size, and then, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If the doctor sees this on his device and then sees her try to stick her head through, he's going to raise his voice. Hey, be very careful! There's so much going on there, it could be very deadly.
She just looks at the doctor and just monotonely says, "If I don't help Adrian, I might die anyway." And then goes through the crack.
That is
Dude,
some logic.
I love it.
Do we notice anything from behind us?
Ananias, technically I messed up the initiative order a little bit for narrative reasons, so Ananias, you're before the doctor's turn. So this
Yeah.
happens slightly before that. Ananias, what would you like to do after okay, they're not here. Sorry, they're showing up in front of everything else. So, you just cast Hellish Rebuke, Adrian froze the sword in place, and Edularin is kind of wrestling with it.
How close am I?
You are about 20 feet away.
How can I walk up to him?
If you want to, yeah. Casually
All right,
walk up to him.
I would
with
like
the
to walk
flames
up
around
to
him.
him, grab him by the neck, and cast Vampiric Touch.
Okay.
Let's see.
I haven't heard of that one before.
You have it? I'm gonna.
It's a good spell.
I'm gonna. It's a what?
It's a good spell.
It's a good spell.
It is a good spell. Basically, I get to cast a melee spell attack. If he's within my reach, on hit, he can take 3d6 necrotic damage, and then I regain half the hit points he took.
Nice.
Yeah. But I'm going to cast
And you get
this
concentration
spell.
up to a minute. Cool. Yikes.
I'm gonna cast this spell at a 4th level. So it'll be 1d6 extra.
Okay.
Popping off. Let's go.
Okay,
Hooray.
So we got 1. That's a 5.
First you gotta roll to
Uh,
hit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any added? Oh, it's a +5.
Yes,
Does a 13 + 5 hit?
it does.
Awesome. Cool. So I got a 5, a 2, a 4, and a 3.
A 5, a 2, a 4, and a 3.
Indeed.
Okay. For a total of 14 damage as you kind of sink your fingers into his neck and draw out some of his like life force. You see him like shrivel, and he briefly gets even older in his face for a moment as he like seems to have his eyes roll up in the back of his head before he shakes it off and locks eyes with you.
I'm healed by 7. My character sheet is not letting me heal. Am I broken? I'm not logged in. That's why. Okay, we're
That would
chilling.
be a reason.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're back up to 39. I will point out also that the ring in your ear is still like glowing red hot. So if you want to, you can resolve that situation, or you can leave it there and risk potentially taking more damage. If he
Was he casting heat metal on it?
It was, yes.
That's a concentration spell. He needs to
Yep.
make a concentration check.
Oh, you're right. Good point. Thank you.
My Forge Cleric
He got a 2,
melted.
so I
Yeah,
don't think he
so-
keeps that.
It hurts.
Never
less.
mind. as you kind of sink your nails into his neck, he goes and like releases that spell, and it cools down.
Now here's a question: does it cool down to its prior temperature, or does
Yes.
it just like slowly
It's-
cool down?
It's still warm, but it's
Has it cauterized my ear?
sure.
Because if it
Fine.
cooled down to like the temperature that it was before, like immediately, then that would actually cause more damage.
Sure, if you say so. It's magic
Well,
rules.
it's like when you get a burn, you don't treat it by putting like cold water on it. It
You
needs
put
to be-
lukewarm water on it.
Yeah, lukewarm.
So that is Ananias' turn, unless you want to use any movement to get away from him and not risk an opportunity attack.
Sure. Why not? I walk away from him. I freaking choke him, let him fall, and then I walk back to Adrian.
You can get halfway there with your 30-foot movement speed. So
Awesome.
he'll let's see. Does he even have any melee attacks that he would want to do an opportunity attack on you with? No, I think he's reeling from the attack, so he attempts to do something, finds the sword is not moving, and he just doesn't do anything. You live this time. QZ, would you like to do
Hello.
something?
Am I learning about history? Because I'm gonna go back to the tour unless I've been called in.
So you escaped from the tour, and the guy was like, yeah, you can go talk to the voices in your head first if you'd like, and you
Yep.
didn't go investigate Carmen running up the stairs?
Yeah. I just called Ananias to hear if there was a problem, and Ananias was like, "Nah, we're fine. We don't even need Carmen." And I was like, "All right, great."
Well,
The
So I'm just going back to the tour.
what she
Does the
said
doc-
was, there's a mage guy, right?
Yeah,
And that's how QZ interpreted the message. So
there is a
Um,
mage
the-
guy. All right, cool.
Does the doctor have a ring as well?
He has a scrap of metal which is allowing him to hear the messages, yes. So
Or does the
he's...
doctor?
He had
say
a
anything?
prior piece of Rusty.
Mhm.
Yes.
And he doesn't like communicate to us through it.
I mean,
I-
good.
I could, yeah.
Okay,
But he
well you
doesn't
hear
say
us say all
anything.
that.
Do I hear it? It's in my backpack.
Never mind.
You do have to be holding it.
Yeah, it's in my backpack.
Although I would have hoped that after the plan, you would have been like, "Oh, great, yeah, we all need to be in communication. So let me actually hold the thing that I need in order to communicate." But it's okay.
He was too busy thinking about finding the portal.
I like how the only reason both of us are up here is not because of the message, but because I'm paranoid.
It's fine. It's probably better for you all to be together anyway. Let's see. So, QZ, are you actually just gonna go back to the tour?
Yep. I'm already at the tour.
Cool. Yeah, he leads you into the planetarium and begins to talk about the various celestial bodies that you see. And it's actually a really interesting, you know, like talking about the astrology of the world that you're in. But,
Nice.
you know, in terms of in-game excitement here, it probably pales in comparison to, you know, actually being in the fight.
Which Kizith is completely unaware of is
Yep,
happening.
yep, yep. So, with QZ out of the way, we're back up to Carmen's turn as she sticks her head through the tear with no regard to her own safety. In doing so, she suddenly finds herself gazing into the room with, well, a mage right beside her who's currently still standing in a pile of flames, holding onto authority, kind of shaking off the effects of Ananias' vampiric touch. Ananias is backing off, kind of gauging the situation, and Adrian is standing in the back, looking even more perturbed than usual. Carmen, what would you like to do as you kind of like peer through, feeling a weird energy kind of crackling all around your neck?
I step all the way through.
That'll be difficult. Could I have you roll me strength?
Just a strength check or a saving throw?
I would say a check to force your way through.
15.
Okay. You managed to break your way through, just kind of like
Nice.
tearing the rift wider. However,
Wait, hold on. Let me double check something.
Okay.
Because of I get. Sorry, because of my aura, that goes up to an 18.
Your aura?
Oh wait, is it checks or is it saving throws only? No, never mind. It's a 15. We're good.
Okay.
She was talking about her oath.
Gotcha.
My aura of protection.
Gotcha. Yes, you do manage to shove your way through, but in doing so, you kind of rip the tear wider, and it splits more or less up and down the entire length of the room and begins to crack kind of wider and spreading out across the floor and the walls of the room, which is rather concerning for the doctor, and maybe even Ananias, who, you know, have probably seen similar things of magic going crazy in the past.
She doesn't quite care about that.
I figured.
But he's still reeling, and he probably hasn't noticed her right away. And all this man hears is just a very calm voice going, "Are you the one who's been causing problems for my prince?"
He looks over to you. Ah, Miss Rogers. I hoped you wouldn't find us so soon.
She looks at authority, which is in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
She looks to Adrian. And
Wait.
Dylan, do you think she would be able to guess the password?
Is authority still in his
Um,
hand if he
well-
had to step away from the fire?
The big thing is you wouldn't want to stop the password. You wouldn't want to say the password.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just strength contest it.
No, she's not gonna strength contest it.
She's not trying to take it.
She
Yeah.
could use it against him.
That's
Yeah,
that's what I was
exactly.
going to for a second, but that's fine.
No,
Instead-
but I mean, if you don't cancel the password, but you instead just like use a strength check to like pin him in the corner or something.
Yeah.
I think what she's going to do. Yeah, I think she'll look back to Adrian and say, "Dead or alive?"
You know that I do not care what happens to someone like him.
She's going to attack him twice.
Okay, roll to hit.
That's a 14 and a 16.
The 14 does not hit. Let me check if this is 16 hits. The 16 does hit.
Alright, I'm going to smite on top of that with the 16. So...
Is that a spell, or is that just an ability for paladins?
That's a bonus action ability that I get to do.
Gotcha.
So... That is... 1 second, I'm getting a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Ring,
Sorry.
ring, 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 ring.
ring.
Banana phone.
Banana phone.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding.
Banana phone.
It's
You sound so tired.
healing. I get that beautiful feeling.
Well, while she's on the phone, I need to use the bathroom. Be right back.
Yeah, good time.
I guess I will as well. Can somebody get
I will
get
not.
QZeth involved? I feel bad having him just sit there and do nothing.
No, I'm loving it.
Hey, QZ,
I want to hear more.
Ba-ba.
QZeth
how
always
is the
been the
toilets
history lover.
going?
You didn't know
how-
which part of the tour I was on.
How are the toilets going? I saw you walk to the toilet.
You did not. When would
I
you have
did.
seen that? When would you have
Because
seen
you're-
that?
Because that's where we heard you walking off in that direction. So I looked down and there was toilets there.
What?
Yeah.
This is some retconning.
Oh, ew. I don't agree with that. Okay, I won't ask you how the toilets are going.
Good.
How's the tour going?
There you go. Oh, it's going really good. I saw some toilets and then snuck out to use the toilet, well, and talk to you really.
Different toilet.
Just to see if you
I don't want the tour toilets.
needed anything, but you know,
Oh,
tour's been
No,
good.
we got Carmen here, and is that the doctor?
Oh, I thought you said you
they-
didn't even need her.
Well, they kind of came through like a little rift thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How you doing?
Doing fine. So how's
Okay.
that like wizard man? Like, is he friendly?
No, he's not friendly at all.
Do you need help?
Well, I don't need help. They might.
Oh,
I
uh,
don't though.
can you ask them if they need help?
Okay, Adrian, do you need help?
I'm assuming this is all out of character.
This is in character.
I mean, talking is a free action.
Adrian,
I mean, for
do you
6
need help?
seconds, yes.
Adrian, do you need help?
Tell the bird
no,
if you need
I believe
help.
Carmen and myself.
Did QZ hear that?
No, because I don't have a thing.
No, QZ didn't hear that, and
I'm waiting on you
don't-
to relay
don't
it to
answer
me.
you. I don't answer you. Besides, it takes 6 seconds to talk, dude.
No, it
It's
doesn't.
been more than
Talking
He-
is a free
he-
action.
Talking
I
completely
know it.
free.
I can't talk. Okay, then yeah. Prince says we don't need you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll keep up with the tour. Keep this guy distracted. Let me know when you're on your way out so that I can wrap up things here and make sure that he's not near the entrance.
Oh, sure, will do. Let me know if you find any cool-looking books.
Oh, okay. QZ now has a mission.
QZ, you start to feel, as you're kind of on this tour, the ground shaking a little bit, similar to the earthquake you felt earlier today. It's faint, but it is the same kind of like rumbling of the ground as though the building is being shaken. Starts off pretty faint, but it's not going away. Just in case you're, aware. The tiger seems kind of unnerved by it, but he also doesn't like overtly acknowledge it. He kind of, chuckles and is like, yeah, that happens sometimes.
Hey,
Oh,
do
okay.
I feel the shake too?
Yeah.
Does the little crack in the weave change at all?
Yes. It's spreading.
Okay.
It's widening. This whole room seems to be kind of like getting a little more wacky.
Cool. This is bad news. So Goose, there's like some weave crap going down right now.
Oh. What's the weave?
Never mind.
Can I take my scrap metal out of my backpack?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll speak into it and say, hey guys, I think Carmen just made things a little worse down here. There's a big old rift in reality that she ripped open even further.
You say, hey guys, but the only person who hasn't seen it is QZ.
Well, I'm talking to anyone who can hear, so...
What's
okay.
initiative order? Who just went?
Carmen
Last,
just
by
went.
the way,
Edularn, the bad guy, is next. And
Okay.
he, seeing that he's in a little bit of an unfavorable position here, is going to attempt to extricate himself to a different part of the room. Or at least that's what you would interpret him waving his hand and kind of like trying to take a step back
I'm
towards
back.
the wall.
Hi.
Hi,
Welcome
welcome
back.
back, Carmen. Let's see
Did
here.
Dylan tell you the damage that I rolled?
No.
A number.
No, I didn't realize like that was a whole. I
It's in total 18 radiant damage.
That's just radiant, or all of it is?
Yeah. All of it's radiant.
Ah.
18 radiant.
Wow, nice. Yeah. Is that with your sword?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Which kind of slashing, stabbing? Want to describe it?
I think she does like a test swipe against him, like the blade glints and twirls as she tests his armor, and then upon realizing he's probably magically enhanced it, she goes for the kneecap, which is not a place most people think to shield,
Hmm.
and just digs her blade into it and twists with a flourish,
Hmm.
hoping to send him
Used to be an
sprawling
adventurer.
to the ground.
Yeah.
Like he
You see him
so I took an
definitely
arrow.
kind of like almost like
to
he's
the knee.
hanging by the sword now as he's like, ah! And with a growl, he immediately seems to cast something else. I'm gonna check what spells he's got again. Ooh. Let
And
me take a look. See.
In response to that, she's just gonna say, "So only he can hear it. I'm going to kill
Whispered.
you now."
You see a flash of fear across his eyes because he can tell that you're the kind of person who means it.
And can do it.
Adrian
Yes.
knows exactly what she just said.
She's a little scary.
The
Ananias,
doctor probably could hear it too, considering he's right through the crack.
Well-
Probably.
It wasn't a herd thing from I imagine that Dylan didn't hear it. It was just
No,
kind of
Adrian just
underst-
knows her. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like
They
you
grew
could
up
have
together.
very
He
whispered
knows
it.
that she said something and can guess.
Yeah.
Some sort of threat.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is it though?
Yeah, so he's gonna wave his hand and kind of pull out a little gem from his bag, which he then crushes into a sparkle of dust, and all of a sudden a shimmering wall of force kind of appears, kind of splitting the room in half, more or less, separating Carmen and Ananias from the dude and from Adrian. So there's now
Adrian,
basically a wall. Hmm?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Back here.
Okay. Do the thing. Do the thing you did with the spell book. You know.
looks at her once again like she's not saying reasonable things.
You know.
Seems reasonable to
Get
me.
the book out.
You mean when I use suggestion?
Yeah.
Nods.
At the same
Aggressively.
time you say that, Carmen's like, did you cast suggestion on a shopkeeper?
That's what you're
You were
concerned
there?
about right now?
Clicking.
Oh, that's an interesting looking wall. I didn't realize it was like that. Thank you for the visual.
Yeah, sorry.
Doesn't respond to the question.
What is the? Can I get the exact spell, EJ?
It appears to be a wall of force, but
Okay,
I don't know if you're familiar with that level of magic at this point.
Light is, and that's all that matters.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so you feel like a sudden kind of weighty pressure that pushes you and Ananias back, you almost toppling back towards the rift, which is, kind of dangerously sparking behind you. You can still see the doctor kind of, nervously taking a look at you from the other side. We are now
we're
up
on the side
to
of the rift, is that?
Adrian's turn as Aguilarn kind of begins limping. Well, he does want to move that sword. He's gonna stay near the sword, I guess, for now, even though that wall is kind of annoying for him.
It's a concentration spell. I think.
True.
So
Yeah.
you just have to out damage this man.
Okay, Adrian, you're up.
Yeah.
Ananias is next after.
Sorry. One second.
You have so many spells.
I do. Okay. So I'm going to move within 10 feet of him.
Mm-hmm.
But so if I cast a spell that has a radius with this wall, would it go through that radius, or would the radius go through the wall?
No, the wall would go through the radius.
Let's see. Nothing can physically pass through the wall. It's immune to all damage and can't be dispelled by dispel magic. Blah blah blah.
That's what I hear is it won't pass through.
It says nothing.
Okay.
But if it's like an
These
area
are-
effect,
It erupts from me,
gotcha.
so it's focused on me. So
I would say that it will not pass through. However, there are, if you're worried about it affecting the rift, there are some kind of cracks of the rift that are already spreading across the ground underneath the wall. So,
I'm not worried about that. I'm mostly
Okay.
worried about hitting my.
oh yeah, your allies will be fine.
Then I am going to cast Arms of Hadar.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's king.
Wow.
This is
I
gonna
believe
be
it's
fun.
pronounced Hadar.
Hadar, sure.
I think it's
Hadar,
pronounced-
Hating
Hadar.
on them.
I think
Kind of
it's
a wall between us.
I think it's pronounced he's in trouble now.
Yeah, I'm glad there's a wall
Doesn't have
between
to
you
be
guys.
there.
Hey, he needs to make a straight saving throw.
Oh boy, he's gonna have a wonderful time. Nat 20.
Also, EJ,
Oh,
Yeah.
I messed up on my earlier divine smite roll.
Mhm.
He should have taken I rolled d6 instead of d8, and I rolled one less d8 than I should have. So just add an extra 3 damage radiant.
So 21 total.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll remember my.
He is slightly
smites
more
in the
hurt than
future.
my previous description.
He just realized like there was a paper cut and like
Yeah.
he's had it, but like he only just now realized.
It was on his kneecap for some reason.
It's like, man, you also, ruined my tailoring. How dare you?
you jerk.
Okay.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. So you said you nat 20, right?
Yes. So it takes
Okay.
half damage and suffers no other effect.
Yep, exactly.
Gotcha.
So I'm just gonna roll 2d6, and we'll take half of that.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled 10, so he takes 5.
Gotcha.
Could be much worse.
Indeed.
Um,
So,
He still has to make a.
is
He
that
still has to make that saving throw
concentration? He already did. Oh, you
it's
mean,
just
you mean...
for
Ah,
concentration.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Another
good,
nat
'cause he has
20. I don't know how. Somehow I'm rolling well today. Wow. So yeah, tendrils of dark energy erupt from you and begin to just kind of wrap around him and like try to yank his legs off. But he's remaining strong, using even your sword to kind of stabilize himself. And he doesn't like the position he's in, but he's currently unable to do anything about it, seeing as it's now Ananias' turn, unless you have anything you want to do with your movement, Adrian.
No, I'm fine where I am.
Okay. Hey, Ananias, you're up. The doctor, you're on deck.
Yeah. I would like to
Oh, yeah, by the way, the casting of the magic and the tendrils erupting does kind of like mess with the cracks even more, which spread across the floor. You know, just generally things look like they're getting worse.
Hooray!
Carmen, will you step back for a second?
Yeah, she'd happily do so.
I will walk towards the split in the weave, and I will grab it by
Oh,
the
boy.
2 sides,
Oh,
and I will pull it back together.
roll me Arcana with disadvantage.
Yes.
Talk about being woven.
Okay. My lowest roll was 11,
Mm-hmm.
and that is plus. Let me see what my Arcana is. Sorry, my computer decided to die.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. My other computer. I have two laptops up.
Mm-hmm.
Arcana is plus 3, so 14.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem to work, but it doesn't seem to cause that much more damage. I mean, maybe you kind of pull the edges away from like the hole a little bit, but it overall generally doesn't seem to do much.
Dang it.
Mm-hmm. It was a good effort. It seems some things even you are unable to fix at this current stage. There's just, you can tell as you're like grabbing into it, it's like you're trying to, you know, hold back the tide from coming in. It's that level of futile
Ooh,
effort
that's
compared to a
horrifying.
great amount
Does-
of effort or a great amount of
it-
magic.
Does Ananias know any teleporties magics like Misty Step or Dimension Door?
I have Dimension Door, that is 500. But I am out of spell slots, I believe. I think I only have 2 spell slots. total.
Didn't we take a short rest before we went in the museum?
Nope.
We
We
did.
took a short.
No,
we did.
you didn't.
I thought that's what
20-minute
we-
short rest. We said it, but I think it was a joke.
Well,
I don't think
I was
that
going
would
to
be enough
suggest
in
it, but I guess we decided that enough time had passed where there wasn't enough time. So, yeah.
Well, I figured that, but
Okay.
you know,
It
if
makes
you feel
sense.
like we could have, then we definitely could have because you're the ruler of this world.
Yeah, I thought we had taken a short rest.
Same.
You had
Okay.
offered it,
Okay.
and why would we
Also
refuse?
wouldn't
Sure.
help.
I was going to, you know, originally offer, since there was an hour before the tour, I was going to say you guys could take a short rest, but, you know, we had decided incrementally, oh yeah, minutes have gone by during those conversations, but it probably wouldn't have taken long overall to do the, you know, taking a look at that free shop and whatever. So if you want to take a retroactive short rest here, get back a spell slot, raise
Dude,
hit points a
I
little
will
bit,
take
feel
a
free.
free spell slot. Carmen, you were saying something about teleportation? I have dimension. I can step through. Why? Are you wanting to go over there?
Please and thank you.
I grab Carmen's hand, and we step through the barrier. I have no more spell slots.
Hooray.
You're just teleporting to the other side of the wall of force?
If you allow that using Dimensional Door, I have 500 feet. If I
think
can
that
bring
works.
along any willing creature my size.
I do believe that would work. It does say nothing can physically pass through the wall, but yeah, you're teleporting, so that's completely bypasses it, I would say. So yeah, you and Carmen where are you trying to end up in this little cramped space?
We have 500 feet. Maybe on top by like the ledge.
Standing on the flaming desk.
No, not the desk, but like where the stairs are, like that little, yeah, like right there.
This is a wall, not a ledge.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
Then probably right in front of him.
okay. I presume you want to be the melee person, so
Yeah.
I'll put you.
Like that.
This is wonderful. Look at this, all the space that we have to work with. This wonderful room with all these options, and you're all like.
Listen, we didn't cause that. He
I
did
think-
it himself.
So
I think she disappears
Tin
and she
of
just goes.
fish.
Boo.
Oh my gosh! He'll go. Oh. He might have peed a little.
He goes, oh.
Okay. So that's Ananias' turn. Unless you want to do anything else.
No.
Cool. Doctor, you're up.
Really?
Accuse Ether on deck, even though you're not being involved, as far as I know.
Still not. Yep.
So, the Doctor is still in the storage room as far as I'm aware, just witnessing the absolute chaos. The wall of force does appear to extend to the room you're in as well, as though it's kind of bleeding through to the same space. Ray, are you there?
Am I on the same side as the rift?
The rift appears to persist through both.
No, I think he means can he jump through the rift?
No, I'm not
Oh.
jumping through.
It's not crazy.
I would like to attempt a strength check to close the rift by force.
Just physically grabbing, like, the
Yes.
radioactive magic? Okay.
Yes.
Sure,
Good
with
idea.
disadvantage once again.
All right.
Keeping in mind it is also weakened from Ananias trying to do the same thing.
Fair.
Almost killed us all. I almost killed us all. Okay? Go ahead.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't know this.
I don't know this exactly. Sorry, I closed my thing by accident.
hmm
Okay. I rolled. I hate doing math. I rolled a 4. Yeah.
A 24? With disadvantage?
Oh, right. You said disadvantage. 1 second. Okay, that would be a 11.
Yeah, this seems to be worse than Ananias' one, where they, achieved very little but didn't have any negative effect. You seem to kind of rip it, and it does tear into 2 more pieces, so you've got like 2 stringy bits in your fists that you do pull together, but now there's 2 other rifts beside it, and it just seems to be getting worse, and you're like, oh no, and suddenly it just kind of begins splitting the room like around you, and with a shattering noise that like blasts your ears and deals 4 thunder damage to you.
4th one.
Suddenly,
Did Ananias feel what happened?
Yes.
Can he tell what happened?
you just feel in your chest this like horrible vibration that feels like something is like falling nearby you, and the Doctor suddenly finds himself in a different area, a different storage room entirely that appears to be suffering from the same fire as the other room. So now you're in a different storage room that appears to be catching fire quickly, as though it was populated entirely by paper and other various, very flammable objects, potentially some chemicals. And there's still a wall of force that's spreading across the room. You no longer see through the rift your friends. Now you see a different room that appears to have a museum exhibit on the other side.
Can I use my movement to jump through it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Could you roll me a strength check with advantage this time?
With advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. My second roll was a nat 20.
Yeah. You just kind of leap through, pushing the strands that you've ruined aside and blasting them to the side as you dive through to safety, ending up in a completely different area as, once again, you just hear almost like lightning noises behind you. And you end up, let's see, in an exhibit for what looks like elementals. So you now see a bunch of little glass cages with a water elemental, fire elemental, earth elemental. You get the drill. Pretty much the same thing as the other encounter that wasn't supposed to happen, completely happened because of a wild magic table, but this one was actually planned, so shush. I'm not reusing content, you're reusing content.
I'm not wrong, you're wrong.
Yeah.
They're the ones who jumped ahead in the script. not
Reuse
you.
her. I hardly know her.
So,
Ananias will
yeah.
see him. Do we all see him jump through?
I'll say you don't see him jump through, but you definitely notice the rift suddenly like ripple and grow larger, this time basically splitting the entire room in half, and suddenly the entire room begins to kind of collapse into a bunch of shards of like reality breaking nonsense, and suddenly everything kind of warps before your eyes. And could I have everybody roll me a d6 real quick? Except QZ, he's just hanging out.
Yay!
Just know, since we're all within 10 feet of me, my allies get +5 to their saving throws.
This is not a saving throw.
I know, but
Aw.
like, as long as we're oh, Dylan and I both got ones.
Okay, cool.
I got a 1.
Okay.
You got a 1?
How did we all roll one?
Wait, everybody rolled ones?
Yeah. Are we all going to the
I
same
didn't
place?
roll a 1, to be fair.
Party time!
Okay.
We don't know what's happening.
It's
I would
Party
like to
City!
get
Okay.
into my ring. Whatever you're doing, stop it now.
Okay,
Well, it's
so
too late now.
Adrian,
It's
Ananias,
already
and
happened.
Carmen already go to the storage room that the doctor was just in. Doctor, what did you roll for your d6?
1.
Everybody.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I was
everyone rolled a
saying. Like,
one.
That is hilarious.
somehow we all pulled that off.
Okay.
Did you get the memo to roll a 1?
Okay, so all of you are now in the storage room again, and you don't see
Where's authority?
you don't see authority. You don't see the mage. Everything around you has just shifted, and now you're separated from each other by a wall of force. The doctor has the rift on his side. You do not have the rift on your side, although it is still like vibrating and kind of like sending out waves of strange energy that seem to permeate the entire battlefield. Let's see. So that was an interesting turn. The doctor ended up exactly where he started. I'm so sorry. QZ's turn, I guess it's just skipped. You're having a wonderful time examining. You're
Well,
walking.
no, Ananias
Wait.
tried to call for me.
Oh,
Did
okay.
it work?
Tried to call for you again. What did she say?
Yeah. She said, "Whatever you're doing, stop it."
Oh, great. So QZ is standing still on these glass platforms high above the, expansive universe model, and suddenly the entire area is like vibrating below your feet very violently, and you see some shattered pieces of glass begin to, crack across the platforms as well. And the tour guide kind of goes, I hate to say it, but I don't think this is normal. Perhaps we should cut this tour short.
Yeah, I'll be in town for a while. I'll just come back by and take up the rest of the tour later.
That sounds
and
wise.
then QZ runs away.
Okay, where are you running?
Towards the
To the bathroom.
pathway that they took to get down there.
Sounds good. Okay. So you'll be...
But I run that way. Like, the guy doesn't know where I'm going. He doesn't know that I'm going down there.
You're just backtracking the tour and on your way back to where you came
fast.
from. Yes.
I mean, I am faster than him, probably.
Oh, I thought you were saying real quick something.
No, I was saying.
Okay,
Like,
Carmen, you're up.
moving.
She'll look to Adrian for further instructions.
This is not how I expected things to go. You were supposed
Yeah.
to not end up in one big group staring at each other without an enemy.
Well, we're going back.
Looks to the portal. As if saying, go back through there.
The wall of force disappears.
To the room. One way or another. And I don't know. Do we just force our way through the portal, or do we walk around? I guess is the question.
Can we still see that room through the portal?
The portal no longer seems to be showing a particular location. It is just growing larger, and the entire room just seems to be more or less unstable. You can see from all over the room now. You can just kind of see glimpses into the other rooms that are within the same extra dimensional space. Everything just appears to be kind of breaking down a little bit, as though it's all slowly being shuffled like a deck of cards together into one spot.
For my item interaction, I'm going to take that the professor gave Adrian that stone with locate object in it.
Yeah.
She's gonna take that from him.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to use it to find Authority's current location, if it's still within this area or if it's moved within the museum.
It does appear to be right where the guy was standing a second ago, so basically in the location of the barrel. Except obviously it's not in the barrel, so it might be in the other room in that same location.
Then she'll just look at him and say, I'll attempt to go through this way. Perhaps it might be best for you to take the long way. And then she steps back through the portal.
Okay, could you roll me a d6 once again?
Yeah, absolutely.
A 1.
A 3!
A 3!
Wow.
Oh boy!
Tripling your results.
Yes.
Carmen, you find yourself suddenly on a pile of dirt, more or less. It seems to be an empty room that's populated purely by, large mounds of dirt. Why can't I?
Hold it. Before we get situated, how much of my movement did that take?
5 feet.
Great, I'm gonna try again.
Okay, sure. Roll a d6 once again.
That's a 1. I assume that takes me back.
Yes,
to the
you
storage
just
room.
come back immediately.
So that's 10 feet.
Adrian looks at you
Hold on,
like,
that's 10 feet. I rolled a 6. That's 15 feet.
Okay, you appear back in the room that appears to have authority.
Is he there?
No,
He's not?
he's not. I just haven't moved him yet, sorry.
She puts a hand around Authority's hilt and just mutters, "Don't touch my shit." Her stuff. And then
That wasn't
steps
right.
back.
no.
She
Or,
snapped.
don't touch my stuff.
That wasn't right.
What was it?
You don't get to know. He said it.
Fine, then she'll use a strength check to frickin' pull it through the portal with her.
Okay. Yeah. Roll strength.
It's a check, right, my dear?
Yes, against my
It's a
DC
15.
of 15. Yeah.
That meets the DC. So you
Well,
move
no.
it.
Oh no, she didn't
I-
roll. See.
I was asking.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, good.
Nope, it doesn't
understand.
work.
Ah. Are you unable to move it then?
I'm unable to move it.
Mhm.
So that's
Cool.
basically what it amounts to.
While you're here, do you want to use any last bit of movement to look around for Adrian's other stuff in the desk?
I'll look around for the rest of his stuff.
Cool. Sure. Just roll me a investigation check, and we'll move on to everyone else. So, the bad guy's turn.
14.
14. Are you taking your time more now than you were
Yeah.
before?
Yeah.
Granted, you're already in a fight. How could things possibly get worse?
Right.
Yeah, only the world is
Two
exploding right now.
fights.
We will say that you do find some of Adrian's stuff. Not all of it at this point, but you find probably the most important stuff, his papers, signet ring, scroll of pedigree, that kind of thing. You don't find his other gear or his robes.
Component pouch.
Well, those can be replaced
Okay, that's
easily,
fine.
but
Anything that can't be replaced, I find.
yeah, you find a couple important things. Yes, they appear to be in like a smaller, like lower kind of hidden drawer, hidden behind some stuff, as though it was intentionally trying to be concealed. Whereas authority was something that was actively being studied. Makes sense why you missed it the first time. But
Okay.
yeah, you don't see some of his other stuff like his, his clothing or whatever. But yeah, it's just clothes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep. So we're up to the bad guy's turn. He is in an unknown location. Adrian, you're up.
Okay. Adrian is going to do what Carmen said, just because he doesn't want to piss her off, really.
Mm-hmm.
And
Really?
What? He doesn't want to piss her off. He just knows that sometimes he just wants his way. And he's going to proceed the normal way around the back into the hallway and towards the door.
The door appears to be closed and is, flapping violently in its hinges as you approach it. It's still got the cracks kind of across the front of it.
You said closed but flapping violently?
Yes, it is like
Yes.
trying
It's like rattling.
trying to move but can't. Would you like to try to open this door?
Yes. But I'm gonna do it slightly safely if I can. Slightly. Can I, just for flavor, can I use Thorn Whip on like the door handle?
Thorn Whip? Is that a cantrip?
It's a
Yeah.
cantrip. Yeah.
Sure. That sounds
For
fun.
flavor.
Yeah.
Okay. And I say the password again just in case, just because like, I want to make.
You are on the inside. Could I
Or
have you
outside.
roll me?
Oh,
I guess-
Sorry, you mean to exit this room?
Yeah, I mean,
Or-
you don't really need to say a password when you're already in the room that it's
Yeah.
representing.
Sorry,
as-
you said you're on the inside. That's where my brain. is.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Could I have you roll me strength with that thorn whip? I don't know if that is even relevant considering. Are you like using the? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I got a 9, so do with that.
We'll say that your thorn whip kind of grabs onto the door, and the thorn whip just kind of like gets pulled out of your hand or the earth or whatever, and just kind of like gets wrapped up in the handle. It's like vibrating at supersonic speeds.
Yeah. It's like, Val, do you have a better idea?
It's Ananias'
Better
turn.
idea? Hmm.
Doctor's on deck.
How close am I to the rift?
Right beside it.
And what was his idea?
He said, "Do you have a better idea?"
And what was his idea? The worst idea.
He tried to open the door with a thorn whip, and the thorn whip just kind of got wrapped up in the door, which is shaking violently and looks like it might break your wrist if you try to, like, mess with it. I mean, it's still possibly openable or break openable, but
Can
it
you
just...
point out the door, like, on the map? Because I really haven't seen it at all.
It is where Adrian is, like right here.
Oh, okay. That's why I was confused. And then the rift is the red?
There is no marking for the rift. I can make one real quick, but I didn't want it to be confusing since it was growing larger. We'll go with that.
Sure. Cool. Yeah. May I stand inside the rift and look for where the wizard is?
Honestly, you can kind of look around for where the wizard is without even needing to get near the rift. You can kind of see into the other areas that are overlaying without even being near it at this point. It's like a shadowy, somewhat hazy opacity image laid on top of each other.
Okay, where is he?
He is in the exhibit with the elementals, and you can see him casting some kind of spell.
Oh shoot, where Ray is or was.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hey Goose. Goose.
Yes.
Can you go to the elemental room real quick?
What? Where? has Kizith been to the elemental room on the
look
tour?
At the signs. There should be some signs. Go to the
Kizith
elemental
rolls
room.
for
You
signs.
see a wizard. You see a wizard. Get him.
Not even gonna tell him the information that might be helpful. Second floor.
Oh, second floor.
Yeah, Kizith's gonna try and go to the second floor then.
Woo! Okay.
And it is technically. Are we still in initiative order? Or are we just going?
It's still initiative order, so yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, awesome. So, better idea. How did he try to open the door? What was the spell?
He tried Thorn Whip.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I could technically I can Eldritch Blast the door if he wants to hop out of my way.
Adrian will step aside if he's able to.
Okay,
Absolutely.
my range is 300 feet.
Yep.
As long as he steps aside, may I roll to hit?
Yes.
Awesome. I got a 16 plus 5. I'm pretty sure that hits.
That does.
1
It is a
d10
door.
of damage. You need to know the damage.
You should roll 2d10, shouldn't you? Because
Really?
this is two
Oh, right,
separate
yeah.
beams.
True. I forgot I'm a higher level now.
Yeah.
I'm cool like
Fun
Yeah.
fact with Eldritch Blast, it scales per level and not per wizard level or warlock level. So if someone was like level 19 and took 1 level of warlock, they'd get the full benefits of Eldritch. I'm just talking from experience.
That's fun.
Okay, Carmen, we will make that happen for you at some point.
I know. I
Just
can't wait to become a hexblade and make EJ's life miserable.
Yikes. Hey, I'm having a good time.
Having a good time.
You haven't seen me
Alright.
play an AC 25 hexblade paladin warlock combination yet.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 3 and a 4.
3 and a 4. For
Damage.
damage? Oh, okay.
Didn't you ask for damage?
Well, yes. So yeah, your 2 beams both hit the door, and accentuating the cracks that already were there, it kind of extends further along the door and does manage to basically snap the entire thing in half, and it crumples in upon itself like it's imploding, then showing a hazy, very hazy version of the outside as the shards of the door continue to vibrate in place, just hovering like 1,000 sharp splinters, daring anyone to try to jump through them.
Do you want to go through that?
Carmen put protection from good and evil, right?
No, you have Shield of Faith
Evil
on you.
splinters.
Shield
You have a +2 to your AC currently.
That doesn't look so fun. It looks like... Do I know what cactus is?
Yeah, I would think so.
It looks like cactus!
What is a cactus?
You're not here. Wait, actually, I probably am talking into the ring right now. Maybe I should have still on.
Yeah.
He looks at it. Adrian looks at it and goes, "Well, it's either through this or through the portal of randomness."
Either way, good luck.
That's right. Okay. I mean, it's still your turn, so you get to choose whichever way you want. So.
Yeah, Doctor's up
Okay,
next after that.
I would like to. I'll go through it first. I'm gonna use my movement and step through the door that Adrian's next to.
Okay.
Wait, before I step through, what does it look like exactly to me?
Ooh, it looks like you're seeing 6 different versions of the outside that are all kind of wibbling and wobbling together in unpredictable ways, and you're just seeing a bunch of like sharp pieces of wooden door that are vibrating like saw blades right in front of you.
Okay, I would like to use my knowledge of Arcana, and I would like to use my hands to try to orientate it to be more stable, and for me to enter like a single one of the realities that are there.
Sure. So you're just
Alright.
trying to like smooth it out basically and Doctor
Indeed.
Strange your way to safety?
Yeah, I would love to Doctor Strange my way to safety.
Sure, roll me
Be like
Arcana.
Neo from the Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Neo from the Matrix.
Wow, so dated.
I'm old.
Okay. Let me see. Uh-oh. 7 plus 3. That's a 10.
Well, at least it's in tens.
You're
I hate how I went to go look for hope points.
You went to look at your HP. I'm so sorry.
No, hope point is a thing that our group has started doing where for like good roleplay and like stuff you get points and you can spend them to help people re-roll and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
help
I went to go look as soon as I heard 10 because I'm like, oh no,
I would say with a 10, you only manage to kind of push some of these pieces of obviously dangerous wood out of the way. A couple of them stick into your invisible hands, making them a little clearer where they are, but don't.
It hurt! Oh, the splinters! Oh gosh. I'm gonna step through the door.
Okay.
Val steps through the door, and puts her head down so her hood takes, like, most of the brunt.
Okay. Let's see here. Could I have you roll
Oh,
me
yeah.
just a straight D100?
Ah! How did I know you were gonna say that?
At least it's not a curvy D100.
Okay,
Could be a gay
72.
D100.
What'd you say?
This is a queer D100. It was a 72.
72.
odd. How queer.
Okay. I say you manage to kind of push your way through, and you wobble and fall on your face on the other side, but you do manage to end up in the hallway. And the hallway is also shaking, just like, you know, it feels like you don't have your sea legs yet, and you're just kind of, you know, a little frazzled by the whole experience. But you manage to make it through without any further problems.
Okay, EJ.
Yes.
Can I sense anything else happening?
What do you mean?
You know how sometimes when I do something dangerous, something else happens in the world?
Mhm.
Can I feel like anything else is happening?
Other
Or is,
than
like, I'm
the
so dizzy.
collapse of this enchantment, it doesn't feel like anything has happened by your direct causing just now.
The collapse of the enchantment? Do you mean like all the wood falls to the floor, or what happens?
I mean, the 6 different rooms that are within this door appear to be kind of breaking down. Perhaps more than that is happening, but
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. That didn't hurt at all. You can probably come through.
okay, it's the doctor's turn.
I'm just lost what was going on.
Combat.
Combat.
Wacky combat.
Do I see the mage?
Yes, he's in the exhibit that you were just in, and he's waving his hands like you just don't care.
Oh, nice.
So can I hit him from where I am, or do I need to move?
A good question. I'm gonna say no. It's like he's a faint whisper, a mirror image of where he is right now. He's not physically in your same space, but you can kind of see him.
Well, I'd like to sneak towards him.
Okay. In the same room or going through the rift?
Which looks closest to me?
Well, the rift seems to be the only way that you know of so far to intentionally traverse to the other location, though.
Wait, was it the room that we couldn't get into last time? The door?
No, he's not in the office. He's currently in the exhibit, which you ended up in by going through the rift.
So I'm in that exhibit.
No, you are currently in the storage room.
How did I end up back in the storage room?
That was the one that you rolled.
Oh, okay. Well then I go back through the rift, I guess.
Okay, roll me a d6 again.
3.
You end up in the dirt room that Carmen ended up in. So, not the one you were looking for, however, you still have plenty of movement if you would like to attempt again.
Yeah, one more.
Okay?
I got. Dang it. A 1.
Oh, you're back at the storage room again!
Yay.
Would you
I
like
get
to-
My turn.
You have plenty more movement if you want to try again.
I do?
Yeah, it takes 5 foot movement to go through.
No, Ray thought that he actually just walked there, but like blacked out.
Okay,
In the
well,
moment
if I
of-
got
no,
movement.
Sorry.
I got a 6.
Okay, you end up in the office again. Man, I expected this to be much more random distribution. Shame on me for expecting the dice to go well.
Yeah.
Could make it a D12 and then have it be 2 options.
That doesn't
Also,
improve the odds.
Yes,
I
it
hate-
does.
I hate to be that
Yeah,
person,
time.
but yeah.
Absolutely. Well, oh, Carmen's there. What do you know? We could call it here and come back next time. We would pick up with QZ's turn. Are
Wow,
you guys down
finally.
for that?
Yep.
Also, I guess there's 2 options here. You can continue to fight or you can flee. It does seem to be just one guy, which you've bonked a bit, but it's up to you guys. Anyway,
Plus,
we'll
QZ
continue
hasn't
this.
even been there yet.
Yeah, true. I did want all of you
So
to
like,
be there.
you know, like QZ should definitely be able to turn the tide of the fight.
Absolutely. You can beat up a nerdy
Definitely.
mage. So, we will pick up this exciting battle next week. Thank you all for hanging out. I'm sorry we took a bit of time to get started, but yeah, hope you guys have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Adrian,
Night.
you better watch
Bye.
out for QZ. He can beat up a nerdy mage.
He can punch books real hard.
Yeah. Real hard.
It was great playing with you. Tell Light that I said that.
Aw.
Could beat up a mage.
No, tell her that.
that it was great playing-
with her.
Oh, I will. Yeah.
Okay. No, also tell her I can beat up a nerdy mage. Okay, y'all are great. Thank you for being a little patient with me. I totally went over.
Yeah, no problem. I'm sorry that the group still said bi-weekly, so I guess you would be completely in your rights to think it wasn't this week.
We're working on buying you a
yeah.
calendar though.
It's all good. It's all good. I did get the text, so I was prepared.
Ah,
So
gotcha.
y'all have a good day.
Yep.
It was wonderful hanging out. You are my favorite. EJ, thank you so much for DMing. I'm so excited to have both Light and Adrian in the group. It really changes the dynamic in a wonderful way. I just want to thank y'all for being here. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Dylan, for
Bye-bye.
being willing to participate in our nonsense.
Of course, yeah. It was something that like just randomly brought up with me, and I was like, oh, sure, why not?
Awesome.
Let's have fun.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be chaotic.
Yes.
as always with D&D. So.
Indeed. Yep. Well, have a good night, guys. God bless. Love you
Bye.
guys.
Good night.
Night.
See ya.